Davante Adams speaking about Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, because Aaron spoke about this at the press conference or at his locker, I forget which one it was, where he said he and Davante talked very thoroughly throughout this entire process that ended with Davante Adams going to the Las Vegas Raiders on a record-breaking deal at the time, and then information came out that the Packers had matched or even made a better offer, and it was like, why? What's the deal? A lot of people were making up reasons for why Davante had left, and there was maybe some drama potentially that was being brought up, people saying he hated playing with Aaron Rodgers because the attention Aaron Rodgers got, even though Aaron and Davante have come out and said like they love each other like literal family. Now Davante spoke about it at mandatory minicamp, and this is what Davante had to say.
Okay. Have you had conversations with Aaron since leaving Green Bay, and what was that goodbye like?
Oh yeah, I mean we've talked multiple times, and we talked throughout the whole process too, and he was aware of where I stood, and I was aware of where he stood, and we had talks just like what he said the other day. He mentioned we had talks about his future and what he thinks his duration in Green Bay or just football in general would look like, and that played into my decision as well, because where I'm in my career. And this isn't a shot at anybody, any other quarterbacks or in Green Bay. I love Jordan Love, especially. He's a great guy, but I got aspirations of doing really, really big things and being remembered, and it wasn't really a point in my career that I was willing to sacrifice. Aaron not being there, after a year or two, so. My decision was to be here, and he respected that. He understood that, it has a lot to do with where I want to raise my kids, family, being closer to home. I mentioned that to you guys when I first came up here. I had my grandparents never seen me play in 8 years, so to be able to have my family closer, and the suites are a lot more expensive here, but now I can have pack the suite out with the family and kind of do that whole thing. So we've had a lot of great talks. He was in the match. I'm sure y'all know about that, and wanted me to go play a practice round with him in the morning, and I definitely would have gone and done that, but we had practice here, so he didn't have to be out there just yet. So but yeah, we've had a lot of good talks, man. He understands where I'm coming from. I understood where he was coming from, so we kind of just left it at that.
Okay, so a couple things. Obviously, Davante and Aaron still on good terms.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so that is tough, I assume, for some people in the media to hear that hate Aaron Rodgers and everything about him.
Sure.
On follow-up, he spoke to Aaron more than anybody else, probably even like A.J. Hawk or anybody else.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Aaron, legit, and everybody got mad at him for taking the attention of the match and saying that the end might be near. Sounds like that is a very real conversation. He had to be very honest with Davante, because Davante's like, hey, man, I need to fucking make a business decision for myself, too. You are a large part of this, probably the biggest part of this. What are your thoughts? Sounds like Aaron is nearing the end of his football career. I'm excited for him if that's the case, because hopefully he'll be able to find something that he absolutely loves. He seems to be an incredibly deep-thinking person, seems to be a good business. His investments, I guess, have done very, very well. He's into a lot of different shit, but I think that is something that Green Bay Packers fans should look at this next year or even the year after. Even though Tom Brady is still going and playing, that has nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. Those timelines do not sync up and mean they're going to be the exact same. It feels like Aaron potentially is legitimately at the point where he's like, all right, maybe another year or two. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a non-story, because I think like 2 years would be like the best case scenario. Gets 2 more years, retires in Green Bay. But like you said, like Brady has kind of warped everyone's thoughts of how this goes. Like, you can't play forever. He's going to be, this year he's turning 39 or 40 or whatever, and it's just like all the stuff Davante mentioned too. I see a lot of Packers fans like kind of like almost pissy with him. It's like, you can't knock that guy. He laid out everything. It's like, hey, listen, I want to be a Hall of Famer. And
closer to my family.
Yeah, exactly.
Closer to my family. I want to be a Hall of Famer. I just told you. You should be thanking me. I just told you that Aaron's probably playing for like a year or two. Who knows?
Right.
And everything in there. No disrespect to Jordan Love. You said he just hasn't seen it yet.
Why would you? And then you look at like his actual relationship with Derek Carr. Like, they are very, very close. Like, why wouldn't you do what he did? I don't know. I don't know how you could have any ill will towards Davante or Aaron at this point.
I would assume that Aaron would wish that he would have picked to stay in Green Bay for
sure. Every fan does too,
and figure it out. But I'm happy to hear they're on good terms.
Davante Adams doing the same thing out there in Vegas. Telling us, hey, Derek Carr is just as talented as Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
what?
We all got cable.
He said that?
Wait.
Your audio, I don't know if your audio is as good as we said it was. Did you say did he say what you just said right there?
Oh, yeah. He said, talent-wise, Derek Carr is pretty much on par with Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, what's he supposed to say?
Exactly. Ty,
No, yeah, I read that, and I was like, well, what's he supposed to say? Obviously, he doesn't think fucking Derek Carr's.
He said he was keeping it real.
He
said he was keeping it real.
I bet he
keeping
was.
a band. He said 100.
This is not
Fucking
real.
Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, same guy. That's what he said. I didn't hear this. How did I not hear this?
Why would he lie?
Let's go, Derek Carr. Congrats, dude.
When did this happen? Was this
real.
2 minutes ago?
Well, which press conference did this come from? And which player were they speaking of? They were speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the back-to-back MVP. Which time did Davante speak and we did not hear this? This is something that I am absolutely baffled. I'm bewitched by this. I am befuddled by. As far as talent and ability, it's really similar, if I'm keeping it real. Holy shit.
Come on.
Holy
I get it.
fuck.
Got capable. And let's not.
That's
Derek
awesome.
Carr is obviously talented. Like Ty said, what's he supposed to say? It's his new quarterback. Ty Hill, he left Patrick Mahomes, went to Tua. Davante left A-Rod, went to Carr. You got to pump your guy up. You got to show the media and everyone else you got confidence in. And Derek Carr, he did have a couple years, or a year at least, when he was in that MVP race.
Yeah, he ain't fucking Rodgers, but yeah.
Cole snapped his ankle.
Well, hey, we were there
he's
for that.
super talented, and he has all the weapons around him this year to succeed. Adams, Renfro, they just paid. They got to pay Waller. So, yeah.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh McDaniels.